Ladies and gentle beings, I am Yusril, the game is Star Citizen. Welcome one and all. This is Alpha 3.0, PTU version 678451. It is the small as of the 6th of December 2017. I've been meaning to do a video like this for a couple of weeks now, ever since I got access to the 3.0 alpha, but yeah, let's just say that there were some performance issues, to put it mildly, and I have a fairly powerful system. You will note, by the way, top left corner, I have got my frame rate indicator showing. The top left one is my in-game FPS, bottom one is the video FPS. That should hopefully stay, well, reasonable throughout the course of this. You can see it's currently clocking 72 FPS in the main menu, recording at 60. We're going to see how close it stays to that. Plan for this video is pretty simple. We'll jump into the verse, have a wander around, get a bit of a grounding, look at some ships, maybe do a mission or two, see how far we can get in. Oh, let's say 1 hour. Start the clock. Right, so Crusader is the gas giant that's the centerpiece of the current test system. There's a major spaceport around it, Port Olisar. We've got some outlying moons, stations, and a few other bits and pieces as well. Let's just load it up. Okay, first thing to note, this is not a system failure. This black screen is entirely deliberate. As far as I can tell, it's meant to be a loading screen. It's a bit of a problem. However, the frame rate is tanking, of course, because it's trying to crunch rather a lot of data. Incidentally, those of you who've recently been following this game will have known that they've partnered up with Intel to push the Optane SSDs, although I think they're available in the PCIe boards as well. If you've still got a mechanical hard drive, I would say it might be worth looking into one if you're serious about Star Citizen, or if you just want to give your system a bit of a performance boost. Trust me on this when I say that one of the easiest ways to jack your system's performance up if you only have mechanical hard drives is to look at an SSD, and the Optanes are pricey, but might be worth it. Anyhow, we are in the verse, we are clocking 30 frames a second, so fully cinematic, and we're looking at the top of a cubicle bed, which for some reason has a high voltage panel in it. That's mildly alarming. Anyhow, let's get going. Out of bed, some solid animation here. This has been standard for a while now. The bleary-eyed, where am I, who am I, oh god, what did I do last night routine is pretty well done. Standard human startup sequence, really. Okay, and for some reason I have a ratchet screwdriver and a tool case. Was I attempting to fix the wardrobe? Not sure. Anyhow, just a quick look around. You can see visually this game is drop dead gorgeous. Lumberyard engine. Unfortunately, like all of Chris Roberts' games, and this is something that goes right the way back to the original Wing Commander in 1990, I think it was, maybe 1992, one of the burning questions has always been, can your system handle it? Well, those of you with memories will remember, can it run Crisis? Well, back in 1990, it was, can it run Wing Commander? And then, can it run Ultima 7? In fact, can it run Strike Commander? Can it basically run the latest and greatest from the Meisters that used to be Origin? Anyhow, we'll move up, drop into interaction mode, which gives you this wee cursor, and just pop the door. There we are. And welcome to the Cubicle Hotel of the Far Future. A little bit of a frame rate there. As you can see, we can't get back in. It was basically a one-night rental thing, really. NPC wandering around there. And yep, space truckers are in fact slobs. But that is a juicy, juicy Advent burger. I'm not going to try and minesweep up that. I don't know, is that ramen or soba? Not sure. From the consistency of the sauce, I'd say it was ramen. But frankly, I'd rather try Hie's curry. And it probably came from that vending machine. Big Betty's. Yeah. Fire extinguisher. Of course, we're in space, so it's a digital fire extinguisher. There's a ton of detail in this game. A lot of shout-outs. A lot of in-jokes, a lot of references that you will probably get if you've played any of Chris Roberts' old games. Anyhow, let's just wander downstairs. Like I said, absolutely amazing. And it's holding 30 frames a second. Believe me when I say that that is a distinct improvement on a couple of patches ago. Just with the occasional spike. So let's pick up a mission. Press F1, pop up the Mobi-Glass interface. This is basically general purpose interface. They've got things like atmosphere. Yes, we're going to be in hard vacuum at some point. Oxygen tanks, EVA fuel power, etc. Oxygen time remaining, which is kind of handy to have. You'll notice the suit is constantly recharging because we're in an atmosphere. So it's building up oxygen slowly. Money, how wanted you are, etc. All handy stuff to know, but what we're interested in is the mission board. So what do we got? An investigation, retrieval request for the ship's computer, and then we need to return the computer to Levski. Okay, let's do that. So accept the contract, take that, and we want to ship, well, we've got to move a computer, so we want some freight capacity, but whatever wrecked the ship is probably still in the area, so we want something with a few guns as well. What do we got? Aegis basically build heavy fighters, dropships and the like. There is the Drake. Yeah, let's go with the Drake Cutlass. I think we'll just retrieve that. Get it delivered to the platform.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Woo! Which one? Okay, Delta 7. Right, away we go. So, ship on the pad, and just in case you get lost, there's a very handy little AR marker in the display as well. Okay, away we go. Door opens automatically, and yes, someone has apparently parked their Constellation. Actually, no, is that a Retaliator? It's a Retaliator. Constellation's a box in that. Could be an... I'm not sure from here. I think it's a Retaliator. Whatever it is, they've parked it upside down on a landing pad. You go, guys. I'm sure the insurance will pay for that one. Various shops dotted around as well. Olisar being the main hub. Well, those of you who played Eve, I have one word for you. Jitter. Once we get away from here, hopefully the network performance will improve considerably. Sealed up the airlock. You start out wearing your suit by default, by the way, just to make sure that you don't step into an airlock and blow yourself out into vacuum. And then we want landing pad 7, so cut up to a run. Our Olympic athlete of a player had a resting heart rate of 55. Even in a sprint, he's only pushing up to around about 70 or 80. And meet the Drake Cutlass Black. In Universe, Drake have a reputation for building no-frills, effective, economical craft. As a consequence, they're pretty popular with militias out on the frontier, civilian operators who want something that can deliver a bit of a punch, get into and out of a bit of trouble, and get yourself safely from A to B with all your stuff. And if the rumours are to be believed, sometimes other people's stuff as well, because that particular construction profile, cheap, effective, handy in a fight, and enough cargo capacity to move things around, appears to another group as well. Pirates. And, well, Drake have never really complained about the notoriety. In fact, their marketing material in Universe pretty much plays to it, honestly. Along with some other things. I mean, they were notorious at the last Interstellar Aerospace Expo for being about the only major manufacturer to still be deploying the booth babes. And a nightclub conversion of a caterpillar that was kind of effective. Anyhow, close up the ramp, pop on the torch so we can see around, because power's off, of course, so emergency lighting only. And I just want to see if they fix something. I don't think they have. We've got a couple of bugs here. You can see that the warning labels on the ramp hydraulics are out of position. The gear warning in particular is floating in midair and away from its housing. Ditto the electroshock warning. Same on the other side, by the way. And if we then pop this hatch open again from the inside, you can see that the hydraulic is not linking properly to its housing and is in fact just moving out when it should be moving up and down as the ramp cycles. Also, same problem on this side. I'm just going to close this. And you can see there the ramp hydraulic actuator is moving out rather than up and down. It should be cycling down, expanding the piston, and moving the ramp that way, if I'm looking at that correctly. Torch off for a second. Side doors, of course, open and close, so if you do need to make a rapid egress, or you're in 0G and you just want something a bit more convenient for getting in and out, then they're handy. Same on this side. Rumour is, by the way, that there might well be. Well, let me rephrase that. Quite a few people have asked for the option to mount light weapons in these and basically turn this into the equivalent of a Black Hawk or a Huey. Suggestions that the Drake Green should be olive drab and come with a speaker system to blare your favourite choice of Creedence Clearwater Revival or Wagner have thus far gone unacknowledged by Cloud Imperium. Anyhow, cargo bays at the back. We're into the main living quarters at the front now. Like I say, this is insanely detailed. This is the standard they're building to on all their ships, by the way. Pop the torch on, so we've got gun racks, fire extinguisher, emergency supplies, all kinds of little widgets and detail. A couple of bunks, and those actually function as save points, by the way, if you're away from Port Olisar. Access to the turret, kind of handy, and you can see the mechanics up there. Just shut that down for a second, and then finally we're forward to the cockpit. Rear seat is the co-pilot stroke radar intercept officer stroke gunner stroke general guy in back whose job it is to die dramatically in the first act. Front seat is the pilot. Again, user mode gets us a highlight. Worth noting, by the way, that, oh, right, yeah, this is not a 360 thing. For some reason, if you've got the cursor on the rear cushions, the seat and the back in particular, from the front you don't get the interact option. So I'm not sure if that needs to be fixed. Anyhow, let's get ourselves in, set up. Yes, the cockpit just lifted up to give us a better view. And power on.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
Excellent.
System charging.
Half my MFDs do not seem to be working. That is slightly irritating. Radar's fine though, that's the main thing. Let's get lifted off. Retract the landing gear. And just move out. Do we have clearance to buzz the tower? No, not really. Do I care? Not in the slightest. Roll away. Get onto course for the wreck site. And just pushing a little bit of G-force there. 800,000 kilometres out. So let's punch up the navigation. It'll take far too long to get there at sublight. Luckily we don't have to. Quantum travel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the faster than light option. Space is big. Really big. Unfortunately, it's going to take us quite a while to get there. So target the quantum beacon. I think that's where we need to be headed. And right now I think we might be obstructed. So, are we obstructed? Yeah. The nav interface could be better. The old Alpha 2 series, this nav interface just flicked up on the HUD. You pointed the ship where you wanted to go and just went for it. But this current setup, not so good. Quantum beacon obstructed. Right, let's get clear of Port Olisar. Punch in the afterburners. Got a little bit of roll momentum there for a second. And right, something is triggering a roll right mechanic. That's a handling thing. Every time I engage the afterburner, it's causing a roll to the right. Hitting the boosters does the same. I wonder if there's something up in the Drake's engine balance. Didn't think there was any damage, but I can't tell because none of my MFDs are working properly. Engines on, power's on. Canopy is fine. Quick glance round. Ha. Okay, punch navigation. Let's see. Zoom in on this. Aha, there we are. No, it still thinks we're obstructed. Set destination for that. Nope. Set destination there. Nope. Can I get a better resolution on what we're meant to be jumping to? Quantum beacons. No. As I say, this is a... there we are. Right, so swing out, move the map, zoom in on this. This is not the world's best navigation interface, honestly. Maybe it's just me. But I should be able to get a lock onto the planet from here, surely. Set destination. Go to my position. There we are. You know what, we'll jump out to one of the other moons first. If we jump out to Yela, hopefully we can get a better angle on where we're going. So you see, that's a valid nav solution. So if we roll out, target, there's Yela, 68,000 kilometers, and drive engage. And can't play Steppenwolf, sadly. Away we go. Again, really pretty. I'm also wondering, because one of the other ships is the same, the Anvil F7CM. The viewpoint, I swear, is lower than it used to be. It's as though the camera has suddenly moved down into the player's chin rather than their eyes. So we'll just take a swing past Yela. There we go, nice and sorted. Let's see if we can get a better jump on the wreck site from here. Okay, so OM1, quantum beacons, still obscured. Well, that's a pain. Okay, check the mission. Are we looking at the right thing? Oop. Accepted. We could also go there and get a tracking. The shop has been bonded through Redwind Line Hall. Request ship computer. Go to the staff error request to... Yeah, this... We should be able to get to that wreck without a problem. Why can't we? Well, let's go for Lost in Space as well. See if we can get that one. Also, there's various person ones as well. Messy Situation. Jump Town. Okay. And you've got various other options. So, privacy screen. Some of these are not entirely legal. Let's just say that. Now, that very specific crate is just sitting out there. Take it to a dead drop on Draymar. Keep the drop on the low. Don't want any heat on this. Needless to say, some of that stuff is basically rather illegal. And yes, you can pick up crime sets, and yes, you cannot go to Port Olisar if you get yourself tracked on that one. So, accepted. Let's go for this one. Go to the remains for retrieval. And, right, well, we'll abandon that request for a second. Objective withdrawn. Lost in space. Right. Okay. And it's still trying to send me to that wreck site for some reason. I wonder if the mission actually managed to give me 2 wrecks at the same site. That would be interesting. Also, would mark out a bit of space that you're probably best off staying a long way away from. Okay, so Thurston, Crusader. Drill this out a bit further. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. 1 wreck beacon, and it looks like it's over on Delamar, I think. But again, this quantum beacon's not locking, and I swear that's where we need to be. Basically, because we're on the wrong side of Delamar, and because they're superimposed. Well, let's zoom in. Oh. Still can't target Delamar. It's insisting on locking onto the structure, and if I try to zoom in, it's not having it. Just one click of the mouse is taking me past where I need to be. So, let's try that again. Toggle round. Zoom in. How hard can it be to select the right thing? Quantum beacon there. Can I mark that one? Not if I hit the wrong button, I can't. Okay. Just target the It would be nice to have the heads-up overlay set, so this is severely frustrating. Just to have a quick jump option for things like planets in the HUD, major locations. Trying to fiddle this is just annoying. Okay, right, abandon that mission because I can't get the nav comp to work. Yay! Also, what's going on with the visibility? There we are, it's coming back slowly. Okay, missions. You know what? Let's try... Stash house on yellow. Secure, take the appropriate precautions. Need a scavenger. Okay. Well, I suppose we could head over to Jump Town and do the freight run. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully, Jump Town's a known location, so it should be a bit easier to get to. There we are, collection site. Nice, safe and targeted. Just all we have to do is get to Yela. So, in fact, we're in Yela orbit, aren't we? Handy. Handy, handy, handy. That was totally planned. Where's this drop? Where's this pickup? All around. There we go. 600 kilometers that away. Just wondering if I can use the jump node to get to it, because 600 Ks, that's on the fuzz mode. Another suggestion, it would be nice to have these a different colour. Preferably the orange for obstructed if it's on the wrong side of the moons. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the orbital mechanic point, snap jump to that, because for some reason we can do quick local jumps on orbital points, like so, straight into an asteroid field. Can I have my navigation control back, please? Thank you. And then we'll kick over to the next orbital interface point at OM4.
Quantum drive is now on.
And that should hopefully, get us into a position to insert onto Yela.
Quantum drive is now off.
Roll it round. There we go, 300 clicks. OM6, however, is entirely the wrong way. So let's kick up into sublight cruise mode. Just stand on the afterburners. Align the ship. And again, HUD is a little bit wacky for some reason. Don't know if it's just general mouse wackiness. Actually, it might just be literally... Yeah, that's where the guns are aimed. Yeah, the viewpoint is too low. As I say, it looks like the player camera is, instead of the eyes, it's instead of somewhere around the base of their chin or their neck. So, let's keep rolling. Up to full speed, and I still don't understand why the Drake is twisting right when you try to engage the burners. It's only when you do the initial engagement as well. So... And it kicks back when you hit top speed and release the burner. That is extremely weird. Something up in the flight mechanics here. Bit of an annoyance, but at least we're up to speed. And while we're up to speed, something else that this thing does is, because the ship is, fully modelled, detailed, I can head out, wander around, do other things on the ship while we're waiting. So if you want to set up, prep for a combat drop, or just admire the view, then you can do that. And it is a very pretty view. I have to be careful not to fall out of the ship here, or this would be awkward. But yeah, asteroid belt, rings, planet down there. We're not moving. We're not moving because I left the engines engaged, and there's a safety feature that says you stop moving if you get away from the cockpit and do that. So that's actually something that, well, I understand the point. It's a safety thing. And yeah, whoa, very noticeable kick coming up from low torque. I'm not touching my roll controls, by the way. And in fact, you can see us rolling back again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Anyhow, let's run us up to full combat speed, which is about 1100. And now the MFDs are fully functional as well, so I'm honestly not sure what's going on with those either. I mean, the first time we did it, they didn't function. We'll turn the engine off, so it's now got nothing to decelerate with. Disable the HUD, pin away. We're 200 clicks from our interface point, although I've got the course set so we shouldn't plough into the planet. And as noted before, we're moving at high speed in space. Just pop the hatch, admire the view. Have to admit, they know how to make a very pretty game. And there's Crusader. That's the gas giant we were with earlier. Bear in mind that this is all seamless, by the way. It's loading it in on the fly. It's not doing any kind of behind-the-scenes zone lines or other fakery like, I think, Elite's orbital interface mechanic. There's a point in the mechanics at which it literally loads up the planet, saves some time. Star Citizen tries to do it all on the fly and keep it as seamless as possible. And you know what? It's kind of impressive that they're managing it. If they can just fix the performance issues and optimize the servers a bit better, it'll be even nicer. Anyhow, that's solid. So, back down to the planet, seal it up. We're 170 clicks out. Okay. Problem with space trucking is that it's kind of boring at times, running these long sublight insertions. Still, the music's not bad. Nice, relaxing ambient. The combat music is even better, by the way. We'll cover that in a later video. I'll drop into Arena Commander, show you guys that. Let's have a quick look at the co-pilot seat, see if that does anything. Just pull up. And yeah, I mean, this is more like the kind of view I was expecting. Much better angle. I mean, it's possible this is meant to be the pilot's seat, and the RIO has the front seat, so a more gunner, well, attack helicopters setup. At the moment, it's set up like a fast, two-man fast jet, with the pilot in the front and the RIO in back. Or weapons systems officer, if you go that way. Let's power this on. Okay, so again, only one of the MFDs came on. Power off. Power on, power off, power on. Okay, I wonder if it was the fact that I exited and entered the seat with the station powered on. So let's try that. 76 kilometers. We've got just enough time to do this before I have to bring us in for landing. Go for a takeoff. Check the MFD. Yeah, there's the solution. The MFDs only come on if you have the ship powered on when you enter the station. That, well, it's a workaround, but it's still a bug. Okay, let's power this back on. 44 kilometers to collection site. MFDs are fully online. Main engine online. Stand by for reinsertion. Also worth noting that for some reason I have two engine interface, power interface panels rather, so it would be extremely handy to, don't decelerate me if you don't mind, just hold that. It would be extremely handy to have, say, this top left one default to the target status view rather than the power systems. But keep the lower right for the power systems, that'll do. Right, 12 kilometers. Okay, we're going to come down. Unfortunately, we are on the night side, so I have to be a little careful about this. We are judging against an insertion that's minimal at best. It would be embarrassing to come this far and just smack into the planet after all. Well, planetoid, moonlet, 6,000 meters. Cut speed down to combat, 2,800 meters altitude, 2006. Also, HUD readability could use a pass. Bear in mind that this is at 1440p with everything maxed out. So, yeah, that could definitely be tightened up. 1200. Okay, decelerate. Landing lights on, although they're not going to pick up anything at this kind of altitude. And there's our collection site. So let's just come down quietly. Take a look. 1100 meters coming in at precision landing speed. Stand by to convert and drop gear. Okay, easing back almost to a stop. Just hoping the floods are actually going to pick something up at this point. There we go. Collect the trash, unquote. Okay, looks like something bad went down here, doesn't it? Okay. Ease it up. There we go. I could have sworn I had my lights on. There we go. Floodlights are now on properly. Let's do a quick 360 of the site. Make sure that this is safe. Looks pretty clear, doesn't it? Nice open landing pad over there. Yes, I'm using lateral thrusters, rudder and roll controls. You've got full manoeuvring freedom in this game, if your control setup can handle it. Okay, there we go. Stabilise the thrust. Just inch us forwards. And okay. Landing gear down. Just rotate round so the rear ramp's at about the right alignment. Done. And touch us down.
Landing complete.
Okay, right, we are down. Leave the ship powered up, just in case we have to make a rapid exit. And I think, just to be safe, just in case there's a hot welcoming committee down here, we're going to tweak our load a little, which means pulling on some armour. Let's see. Omni X Mark, Orc Mark 10, that will do nicely, so equip that. Back up. Equip that. Back up. Slightly irritating that it collapses this menu when you're doing it. Legs armoured up. And helmet. That's actually a different sub-menu if memory serves. Actually, no, Odyssey helmet. There we go, right, so Orc helmet. So what we're going to see when we jump out of this is that we're actually going to have put away. We're going to have a narrow field view because we're wearing a helmet, and we'll also pull out a Devastator shotgun. And other than that, we're pretty good on everything else. Med pens. Do I have option for grenades? Yeah, Mark IV frag. Okay, right. And save changes and equip. There we go. Instant reboot on the systems, and you'll see that because I'm now wearing a better, heavier helmet and heavier armour, and carrying a somewhat bigger gun, that my view is slightly more restricted. So let's pop this hatch. See what's inside. Tighten up. Why a shotgun is zeroed for well, I assume 400 meters, might just be 40, but in that case it's a hell of a muzzle drop-off problem if you have to re-zero your sights and change the elevation every 10 meters. Okay, open this. Okay, airlock clear. No problems as yet. Drop into a control position. Airlock is pressurizing and clear so far. Okay, doesn't look like we've any company here. Probably best not to ask about what they were doing in this lab. Especially given that they felt the need to graffiti it before they left. Okay, we have 2 bundles of trash. So pick this up. Okay, let's go get the trash back to the ship. Really worried about the biohazards. This stuff isn't dangerous at all, honest. Okay. Pop the airlock, and we'll put this one down. I only want to run the airlock cycle once. A little ropey trying to get the place interface here. There we are. So that goes down in the grid, snaps to position. Let's go get the other one. Blink. What's that? Habitation by the looks of it. Well, we're here to do a job, not go poking around. I get the feeling these guys kind of value their privacy. So, a little bit of a server snafu. I should be able to get the user mod here, but it's not accepting my F key. Can do everything else, it's just not accepting F. Interesting. Also, I may have forgotten to load some ammunition. Oops. Well, we've still got the arc light pistol and the armour, so you know what that will do. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let's see if we can get use on this one. Nope. Cursor is not coming up, does not want to play. Everything else is... Oh, I've got use on that. Ah, good, I've got it back. Right, let's go. As I say, we're still getting occasional little server hiccups here. It's an alpha. Alpha is alpha, as certain noble lord says. And now we need to dump the trash off-world. I think we had a specific location, didn't we? Well, maybe. Anyhow, let's get this out the way. Pop it down. Again, trigger. There we go, just dropped it. Okay, fine. Cycles the airlock. Check we're not about to run into more friends with our empty Devastator shotgun. Nope, still looks quiet. Okay, let's grab the trash that totally isn't highly illegal, God knows what. Get it back on board the Cutlass. And then find somewhere to put it. So just take a jump. Interestingly, my jump command doesn't want to behave itself either. Right, so we're back on board ship. Place the trash. This could be much easier to do, by the way. Because, right, I see. It's trying to use the grid rather than the object. I'm trying to click on the box to put it down, whereas the game is trying to identify position on the cargo grid to put it. So pick that up. Move it across. So that's something that could be clearer. Third person might actually make cargo ops easier, but I haven't got that bound at the moment. So put down the crate. Where is the crate? I was carrying the crate a moment ago. Where has the second box gone? Come on, where's the trash? The trash was round here a little while ago. Is it still in the airlock? No. Right. Is it on board the ship? No, it is attached to my arm by the look of it. Okay, well, I've got a pickup option there. Nothing else there. Just check the Moby glass, see if I can do something with that. Hands are free at the moment for some reason. Okay, also note suit is running at 1 hour 5 minutes of oxygen. Used it a bit too liberally just then. Okay, accepted. Messy situation. Okay, somewhere that security won't think to look. Take the trash and dump off world. Which I think means that all we have to do... Oh, the second crate is over there somehow. Was that there before? I missed it if it was. Anyhow, let's get this rust bucket off world before security come calling. So, you know what? We'll close the ramp. Get powered up. Ship is still online, so no need to worry about powering it up again. Disable the lights. There we go. And yep, it's coming up on dawn, and yes, that was not dawn before when we landed, so boost away. Retract the landing gear. Fire the afterburners, just accelerate away. Oh. Roll is really twitchy under afterburn, but that's not a surprise given the amount of thrust that's being thrown around. And now let's burn for space. So all we have to do is dump this somewhere off-world where security won't look. Which I assume means just get this stuff off off Yayla, and there we go. Contract complete, messy situation. I suppose what we do with the highly illegal trash is now our business. Well, I suppose we could try to sell it. I'm sure... Actually, no, we were under orders not to do anything with it, so... All stop. Let's do exactly what the mission suggested we do, and dump the trash. Okay, we should, be at a full stop. There we go. It's suddenly a long way down to Yellow. Thank heaven for artificial gravity. I'm going to pop the side hatch just in case I want a clear way in. Right, you, come here. Geronimo! Okay, we are still in the gravitational pull of the planet. Well... shit. This is problematic. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Yusrul, and I have just discovered a new and interesting way to die in Star Citizen. Until next time, farewell.